Now today, President Obama officially announced that he'll be nominating General David Petraeus to take over the post of CIA director. It's not an unheard of move to have a general head the civilian agency, but it's one that's been criticized harshly in the past, especially when it was the Bush administration putting General Michael Hayden up for the role. But this time around, we're not hearing any objections from Congress, so all things considered, let's just assume that he gets the job. What will the CIA under Petraeus look like? Does it put into jeopardy any chances of objective analysis of our wars abroad? And is it the perfect example to have the Pentagon and the CIA have fused together, both becoming bloated, militarized organizations that only help fuel more war? Here to discuss it with me is Ray McGovern, former CIA officer and co-founder of Veteran Intelligence Professionals for Sanity. Ray, thank you so much for being here tonight. For starters, are you with me here? I mean, is it he's going to get the job, right? He's going to get confirmed. So then, what happened? Where are the critics? We heard a lot of critics in 2006 when Bush wanted Michael Hayden, who was a general. We heard a lot of Democratic voices saying that I don't think having a military man, especially a general, head the civilian agency would be a good idea. Here we are, 2011. Obama's doing the same thing. I don't hear any voices.
Well, Hayden had come out of NSA, where he supervised crimes, the eavesdropping on U.S. citizens without a warrant. We knew what Hayden stood for, and so he was discredited, not because he was a military figure, but because of his association with the illegal eavesdropping. Petraeus has very good credentials. The only problem is that the way Harry Truman envisaged the CIA was to have one place where the president could go and he could say, look, Mr. Director or Miss Director, please tell me what you really think. What you and those 2 universities worth of specialists you have out there in the woods of Virginia, what you really think about that. I don't care what the military says. I don't care what the State Department says. They're always defending their policy. I want to have an independent look at this. Tell me what you really think. Now, here he has Petraeus, who's so identified with 2 wars. You know, if his analysts say these are a fool's errand, that you'll never prevail in Afghanistan because for that you need the Pakistanis to cooperate, and there's no chance in God's creation that they'll cooperate. Well, what kind of reaction is Petraeus going to have to his analysts who are trying to give it to him straight? And will he have the integrity to go to the president and say, you know, I thought these surges in this war was a great idea, but the specialists tell me that, you know, it's we ought to get out.
Yeah, but you think some intelligence specialists are really going to convince General David Petraeus? I mean, this man is a mastermind, especially when it comes to playing the media, when it comes to selling his wars that he's very personally involved in. So do you think that he's going to, you know, quite the opposite, maybe confront these analysts? He's going to tell them otherwise? He's going to change their minds and warp their way of looking at this?
Well, you see, he comes out of a military tradition, and so he's not used to kind of independent analysis that he's going to face now. To their credit, you know, to their credit, the analysts have come up with very good estimates. They call them national intelligence estimates. An excellent one in November 2007 on Iran. Big news. The conclusion, in mid-2003, the Iranians stopped working on a nuclear weapon. Hello? Somebody ought to tell Hillary Clinton in the New York Times. But that's the judgment, unanimous, of 16 intelligence agencies.
And those are the same intelligence agencies that will tell you, if you look at our war in Afghanistan, quite contrary to what General Petraeus will tell you, that it's not going well. But then I wonder, because Petraeus is also, you could say, the darling of Capitol Hill. He's very close to many of these war hawks. And those are the same people, the John McCain's of the world, that are the bomb Iran crowd. So now is he going to have new answers for them and says, no, the CIA tells me Iran isn't working on the nuclear weapon?
Well, it's going to be a test of his integrity. And it's going to be very interesting.
Do you think he'll prevail?
I don't want to prejudge it, but it's I think it betrays a lack of understanding on the part of President Barack Obama as to what an incredible tool he can have if he has an independent view on these things. Now, he's stacked the cards by putting a 4-star general in charge of the CIA, and I want to think that Petraeus may be up to being able to listen and to tell the president, look, you know what I thought was really not right. I always said that the military will never be able to do this by themselves, and it turns out to be that's right. Karzai is a hopeless case, And, you know, as I always said, we need the Pakistanis to cooperate. But you know what? My specialists say there's not a snowball's chance in hell that they will.
That seems very hopeful. Quite the contrary. What if instead we have General David Petraeus take charge of the CIA, a man that wrote the book on counterinsurgency, now doing counterterrorism, who wants to fly more drones and, you know, have more drone strikes. And now, essentially, he'll be in charge of Libya and of Yemen and of Pakistan. Is he just going to be the general in charge of even more wars this way?
Well, there are basically two CIAs, okay? The one that runs the drones and the ones that does the torture and all that kind of stuff. That was never envisaged by President Truman, okay? That's the one that gets all the attention. The one the president should depend on is the one that tells him what's really going on in the world. What are the chances for hope with respect to Afghanistan and Pakistan? So it's going to be a very interesting thing to see how Petraeus navigates this. And, you know, one thing he has to worry about that other directors have not had to worry about, and that is if, for example, he decides, well, I think Iran really is working on a nuclear weapon, and that's what I'm going to tell the president. He has to worry about something called WikiLeaks. He has to worry about how easy it is for principled analysts to say, you know, this is a betrayal of our country. We know what we think. He's destroying the evidence, and there are ways to make
Well, but we've already seen how our country and our government respond to WikiLeaks as well. Ray, I want to thank you very much for joining us tonight. Thank you.